Federal investigators now on their way to San Bruno as we speak. Their job to find why a Caltrain slammed into a construction crew doing work on the tracks. Witnesses captured the chaos just afterwards, the flames and thick smoke billowing from the train there in that video. The force of the crash injured 13 people.
That southbound Caltrain hit as many as 3 vehicles that have been working on the tracks, including a truck with a crane that went up in flames as it got smashed onto its side. That collision happened near Scott Street, just a few blocks north of the San Bruno Caltrain station. KPX5's Max Darrow is live near the scene, spoke with some passengers about their scary ride. Max.
Yeah, the passengers said this was a terrifying experience. There's going to be a complex investigation to get to the bottom of it as well. As you can see, the train is still here on the tracks hours after the crash happened. Investigators have a big question to answer. How and why did this train collide with the equipment on the tracks?
Huge flames billowing right outside the window, so we thought the train was on fire. We were pretty freaked out.
Black smoke and flames seen from near and far after a Caltrain crash in San Bruno. Jesse Miller took this video immediately after he got off the train.
It was pretty chaotic. There was maybe 15 seconds where no one knew what to do, so some people started opening up the emergency exits in the window. Some people actually jumped out of the windows.
The train came to a fiery stop at San Felipe and Huntington just after 10:30 on Thursday morning. A Caltrain spokesperson says the train collided with equipment, including a vehicle and crane that should not have been there.
All the equipment should have been clear to the tracks when trains come through. We've been doing construction on the tracks throughout electrification, so that is under investigation.
75 people were on board at the time of the crash. The San Bruno fire chief says 13 people were hurt.
We're very fortunate there were no fatalities.
I saw one worker that was taken away the ambulance. He looked like he got some cuts and real serious bruise. I saw another passenger. He had a gash on his eyes.
5 people ended up in the hospital, 1 person with serious burns. But the chief says everybody is expected to be okay.
The train conductor was able to work to evacuate the train, and that was critical in the success to make sure no one lost their life today.
This is not exactly a happy day, but we're glad that it is not worse than it is.
The crash is being investigated by several agencies, including the NTSB. Passengers and neighbors eager to learn how this happened.
Yeah, these guys are working on this whole line every day, and I know they're super safety conscious and all that, but why was that train flying on that track where that truck was?
And Ryan, they are saying that the fire chief says that the crash happened right in front of the public works yard here in San Bruno, and some of the public works employees actually jumped into action to help evacuate the people on the train before the first responders even got there, and then worked alongside them to help save lives. Ryan?
All right, thank you very much. Max Darrow reporting live in San Bruno. Caltrain says to expect disruptions throughout the night, but there are ways to get around it. A Samtrans bus bridge will operate between Millbrae and South San Francisco stations. BART will also provide rides. There is local service between San Francisco and South San Francisco, as well as the Millbrae and Tamian station in San Jose.
Investigators climbed in and out of this Caltrain today, including a team of 6 from the NTSB, after a fiery train crash in San Bruno that injured 13 people.
I'm just glad everybody's safe.
Officials say the southbound train crashed into 3 pieces of equipment that were on the tracks, which included vehicles and a crane. Chopper 5 showing this construction truck was equipped with what appeared to be rail car wheel sets that would allow it to move up and down the tracks.
How can 3 vehicles get hit without the train or somebody knowing something?
There's a lot we need to understand about what happened here and what went wrong, just so we can ensure that we put policies in place that it does not happen again.
Caltrain spokesperson Dan Lieberman says they've been doing extensive construction work in this corridor.
We have been doing quite a bit of single tracking throughout the corridor to assist for to help to expedite construction.
That was the case at the San Bruno station at times on Tuesday and Wednesday. Caltrain alerted passengers all trains would board on the northbound platform. The southbound train crash happened on Thursday.
Would it be fair to say there was a communication breakdown somewhere, because there has been construction here for a long time?
I think we're going to have to wait on the investigation to come to that conclusion.
As investigators combed through the wreckage, commuters dealt with the fallout.
It's just adding a little extra time, you know, I'm sure it's a little bit of inconvenience for people that use it on a daily basis.
Caltrain ran 69 trains as opposed to their usual 104 and is using a bus bridge to connect Millbrae and South San Francisco.
I just hope it gets resolved soon so everything can go back to normal. The first time investigators started moving the Caltrain involved in a baffling accident on the peninsula.
That train crashed into a construction vehicle on Thursday, igniting the fuel tank into a fireball.
And KPIX5's Max Darrow with the latest on the investigation and the frustration for commuters.
The NTSB, the lead investigative agency on this crash, has given Caltrain the all clear to remove the train from the tracks. We've been out here all day as crews have been working hard to begin that process. This Caltrain was moving ever so slowly on Saturday, the first time we've seen it move at all since it was involved in a fiery crash in San Bruno on Thursday, where 13 people got hurt.
I'm so glad that everyone's okay.
As NTSB investigators continued to comb through the wreckage, collecting as much evidence as they can, Caltrain crews were busy repairing the track so they can remove the train. They moved some of the construction equipment that was involved in the crash away from the track and put a few huge tarps over it as well. Meantime, on Saturday, Caltrain riders had to once again use a bus bridge operating between Millbrae, San Bruno, and South San Francisco, since the train was still on the track in San Bruno.
I would describe it as a bit chaotic and a bit hectic.
The process was a bit confusing and inconvenient to Vince Larkin.
I was going to take the train up to the St. Patrick's Day celebration, and of course now I find I have to take a bus, and then I've got to get from a bus back to the train. And
Mike Ruiz didn't know about the crash and the bus bridge detour, so he didn't budget extra time to get up to the city from the South Bay.
And now I had to reschedule for a play I was going to go watch.
Ruiz is glad to hear Caltrain is in the process of removing the train so they can get service back to normal. A Caltrain spokesperson says work will be ongoing, but did not have a timetable for when this train will be off the track. In San Bruno, Max Darrow, KPIX 5.
Once Caltrain has the train ready to go, an NTSB spokesperson said that the train will be moved to a secure location where investigators can continue to examine it.